Shout out to everybody tuning in, man. Go ahead and hit that like and subscribe button. Man, look. So it's looking like it's over for the Suns, bro. I just had to make this video real quick because it's looking like it's over for the Phoenix Suns after 2 decent years. You know what I mean? After 2 years being a top 3 team in the NBA, all regular season, and you know what I mean, falling short in the postseason, pretty much in the same fashion. You don't want to see them bring the same squad back next year. You know what I mean? You know, as far as the league getting better, you know what I mean? Kawhi Leonard, Paul George being back together next year, possibly Lakers being healthy, Warriors will be back. You know, the younger teams like Memphis will be back. There's really just no room for the holes that the Suns have when it comes to playoff basketball. Regular season, like Pat Bev said yesterday on First Take, regular season, they can do that all day because Chris Paul can roam around and probe and pull up on the elbow and mid-range, and Chris Paul and Booker make everything look sweet, you know, in the regular season. But in the postseason, you see Devin Booker is just not that break you down off the dribble type of guy, pull up after, you know, breaking down your defense, or he's not a playmaker. You know, they have some deficiencies that have to be taken care of before they can actually be considered championship quality. You know, as far as the system and the system they play under, and you know, their effort level, it's always there. You know, they're definitely capable of deep playoff runs, but too many deficiencies as far as like Chris Paul, and then as far as offensively, having a Chris Paul or a Devin Booker create everything the whole game kind of showed its ugly ass, you know, in this postseason. So DeAndre Ayton had a little falling out with Monty Williams, you know, at the end of this last game. So apparently they want to say it's internal, but DeAndre Ayton wants a full max. He wants a max extension. He wants a max contract for next season. The Suns hadn't given it to him the whole regular season. They had time to, you know, give him a max contract. Didn't give it to him. We know that he was feeling some type of way about that. We know DeAndre Ayton was feeling some type of way about not getting that big contract, a big $200 million contract. Monty Williams accused DeAndre Ayton of quitting, basically, of giving up on the squad, like middle of the game. Monty Williams decided that, oh, it's DeAndre Ayton's fault. He gave up on the team. So, you know, they got into it. Apparently they got into it on the bench. And that's why you saw DeAndre Ayton benched for the rest of that game. Now, I'll say this. If I've been playing for you all season, you know, giving you double-doubles for most of the season, and now it's the postseason, we had the best record in the league. We were the league's best team all season long. And now I'm not about to get paid because we got blasted by these guys in a game 7. I'd be upset. I obviously, you know, wouldn't give up on the team, but I'd be upset, bro. I mean, I kind of get DeAndre Ayton where he's coming from, because last year when they were the reason that they beat up on AD and them, and the reason they beat up on the Nuggets, and the reason they made that playoff push last year had a lot to do with DeAndre Ayton and his presence down low on both sides, him stepping his game up on both ends of the floor. And he didn't quite have the postseason this year that he had last year, but I definitely see where he's coming from. Like, bro, y'all said y'all was going to pay me. Now, you know, but it's all, in pro sports, is always about updating your resume and what have you done for me lately? I mean, there's no way around it. That's just how it is. That's how it is outside of sports. So it's definitely how it is in sports. What have you done for me lately?
What have you done for me lately?
You know what I mean? Another problem is Chris Paul is locked down. His contract has him locked down for 3 years, $90 million. You know, he did Phoenix dirty. And the owner of the Phoenix don't even like spending money like that. But they tied themselves to Chris Paul for the next 3 years. They gave that man a 4-year deal at 36. That means they knew they were going to have a 40-year-old Chris Paul, or they were banking on him retiring before he hit the wall. And, I don't know. I don't know what Chris Paul, of course, like I said, bro, if y'all watch the channel, if y'all watch the podcast, like I've been saying, the injury's coming. There's not a time where Chris Paul loses like this and there's no injury. There's always an injury. It's always coming. He's never like, yo, I play like trash. I gotta be better. I couldn't get it done. And then you got some kind of quad injury now. Now it's your quad. So what can you do, man? Dudes can't lose and just take a L. It's always gotta be some kind of freaking reason, some kind of excuse. You're stuck with this guy. You know what I mean? You're stuck with this guy for the next 3 years. Not only that, he's eating up a large part of your salary cap. Now, what they can do is ask him to restructure his damn contract, which is, not a bad idea. I doubt he'll do it, but you'll see. In the next 2 years, we'll see if Chris Paul ever wanted to win a ring, or if he always just wanted to be State Farm guy with all the money. Because now you've tied down $90 million of salary cap that the Phoenix Suns have. And I think they get rid of Ayton. I think they should keep JaVale McGee and keep Bismack Biyombo and just keep those guys, because those guys have lower expectations on the offensive side of the floor. And, they know how to play their role and stay in that role. JaVale McGee is a proven big man. He's going to block shots, run the floor, finish above the rim, make your team instantly athletic. And Bismack Biyombo is going to be that grinder. He's going to grind, and do everything you ask of him. So those are the big guys you need. You don't need an Ayton who's going to come in and have one decent year and ask for a full max. You don't need that. That's for sure. So Suns are in a weird place. So tough calls there, man. They got to figure out what's going on with Chris Paul. How can they get him into a situation where he can be at his best in these moments? They have to figure out what happened to Devin Booker and how to not let that happen. And how does he only have 11 points, in a game like this? And you got to figure out this Ayton situation. I think the Suns should go after a Christian Wood, because there's a guy who can play on offense, but he's not going to demand anything. He can stretch the floor. He can play fast. He can switch out on some guards and forwards. And I think that would be a good replacement for DeAndre Ayton. Honestly, he hasn't played on a winning team, on a winning franchise in a while, Christian Wood. So I think that would be a nice pickup. It's, I think it's a good time to make these moves now rather than stay committed to a guy that's not committed to your franchise that you claim quit, midway through a game 7. So, what's the point of keeping him? There's no way you keep him, at this point. But anyway, man, just wanted to drop that real quick. It's a nice day out here in North Carolina, bro. I'm just out here getting some food, man. But Suns in trouble, bro. I'm gonna go Mavs in 7. Peace.